it's Stacy here with Stacy Makes. Welcome back to this channel where we do and talk about crochet stuff. So this particular video is going to be a market recap. Me and, if you are new here, me and my daughter Tara from Old Soul Factory here on YouTube do markets together. And we had a local market here just 30 minutes from us, just a one-day thing. It was a super fun little venue with some live music and food trucks. And we were supposed to do this market last year and it got canceled a couple months beforehand. I don't know if the attendance was just low or something had happened in the organizer's family or whatnot, but they had to cancel the market. And so then they reached back out 3 or 4 months ago and was like, hey, we're going to bring it back this year. Do you want to come? And so we were like, sure. So this is the first time we've actually been there. I had actually attended it 2 years ago and shopped. And so I knew then that it was a neat market. So we decided to take a chance on this market and sign up for it. The booth fee was just $75. So not too crazy. So let's just get right into this market. If you've been watching my videos, you know that I really challenged myself the last few weeks to make as much inventory as I could because I was getting really low. I have this market, and then in 3 weeks we have our biggest market we've ever done. I've never been to this market actually, so I say it's going to be our biggest one, but it's the most money we've ever paid for and the farthest we've ever traveled for a market. And from a friend of mine who goes into this market every year and sells jewelry, I have some pretty high expectations. So hopefully those will come to fruition. But I can only make them come to fruition if we have enough inventory to take. So I'll go over after the market recap, kind of how I did this week, how much inventory I have left and stuff to work with going into the next few markets. But right now I'm going to share some clips of us setting up. I have a little bit of setup videos of the market right before it started, and then I have a clip of something in the middle. I don't think I ended up getting a clip at the end, but I do have some teardown footage for you. So I'll insert that now, and then we'll talk about what sold, how much money that we made, and what my inventory plan is going forward. So enjoy. Hey y'all, it's market day. Okay, so I made that sound really exciting, but really I don't do well in the mornings. My stomach gets upset and stuff, so I'm here, but it is market day, and once I get there and I start setting up, I'll be excited, I'm sure. The car's all packed up. I'm just waiting for Tara. I actually got ready a little early, and so I just came out and went ahead and started my car. It's a crisp 40 something degrees outside today, right now, Fahrenheit. And so it's supposed to be a high of 70, but not until like 1 or 2 in the afternoon in the 70s. And so this morning is going to be a cool, dewy, it's kind of foggy out morning. It's definitely a fall morning, so hopefully we won't sweat to death like we did the last couple markets that were supposed to be fall markets. But anyway, I am all loaded up. We have a few new things to try today, including these little ladder stand things that I bought a rod to go between for our big table. We'll see how that goes. We might do that instead of one of the other shelves that I usually put the loaf cats on. But we'll have to kind of just play around with it. But we're not going to have a ton of time today to play around with it. We're supposed to be set up by 8:30. We're not going to get there until around 7:30. So, and then we have a tent and all that stuff to set up and to secure and weigh down and all that on top of just setting up our things and unloading. So, but hopefully it sounded like we're going to be able to like park right up by where we need to and unload everything, and then set up from there so we don't have to haul stuff from a parking lot, which will be extra nice. And so that's why we're not leaving as early, and I didn't set up yesterday. It's just 20 to 25 minutes from our house. So anyway, so it's market day. We're excited. It's 9 to 4, so it's going to be a very long day. Plus it's almost 7 in the morning. So it'll be a long one. So we'll be checking in. Bye. So we still have 3.5 hours, which I figure the afternoon will be a little slower. Maybe the next hour will be busier and then it'll get slower, I think, as the day goes on. But it's going really well. Been super grateful and blessed today. So I have no idea what the total is. I never total it until I get home, but just wanted to check in. The booth is looking pretty empty. I'll show you. It's looking pretty empty. I'll turn it around for you. Hey, hey, hey! Checking in. It's what time is it?
1:45.
1:48. Why'd you say 5?
Round it to the nearest 5.
Oh, weirdo. There's 5 is 1:50 actually. Ugh, there's a spider on the table. She loves me. Anyway, it's 1:45. Checking in. As suspected, I think the afternoon's going to be very slow. People came around lunch. It was busier. Had a great day, really, for how many people were here. I wouldn't say it was the most well-attended event I've ever been to, but definitely had people that were buying and things, which was really nice. So, and it's local to us. It's not very far from us. We didn't have to go very far. We didn't have to spend very much to set up here, and don't have much distance to travel to get home. So that's nice. So, anyway, the live music's been nice all day, and then it's just been beautiful weather, just absolutely beautiful. So I will check in again, obviously a recap at the end, and after I get it all tallied up, and hope I might share some teardown if I have a chance to. So we'll see you then. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that footage. Let's talk about traffic, the audience, kind of some expectations of this market. I'm just going to get comfy in my seat because that's just what we do here. It is cozy. So, I will start off by saying this market went from 9 to 4, which is a pretty long day. I would have preferred more of a 10 to 3 or 10 to 4. But we did have to start pretty early in the morning. We had to get set up by 8:30. It was about 20 to 25 minute drive from us. So it was, you know, a 7-hour day once the market actually started. I knew it would start off slow, and I knew that come lunchtime, because of the food trucks that were there, there was a bar truck. So there was like some hot apple ciders, Bloody Marys, and things being served if you wanted to do that. Then there was a couple kind of niche food truck setup that I know that people really love. So I'm like, and I think it was a $2 fee at the gate to just get in. So it wasn't super expensive to get in and shop. Traffic did start off slow, which I figured it might. It did pick up around lunch, which was kind of what I had assumed it would happen. So from like 10:30 to 1:30 was probably the busiest time of the day. I would say overall traffic was not a hugely attended event. There was a flow of traffic. I mean, most of the day, except for like the last hour, there was maybe only 1 or 2 people that I saw come through the gate, just because who pays at the very end, you know, to come in so late to see what's kind of left and not have enough time to really walk around. So there wasn't very many people that came through the gate, excuse me, that were paying to get in at that point. So it was just kind of, you were left with whoever was already inside of the gate and walking around. There was probably 40 vendors plus food trucks. It was kind of a U shape with a little bit of, you know, it was kind of a circle really. And then there was a couple more mobile boutiques next to us, and we were kind of in the bottom of that circle. You came in and come around, we were here, and then you had to go back up to the food trucks, and then there was a couple mobile boutiques over by us. So there was a few people who you saw kind of come down and kind of glance our way, and then they didn't want to go to the mobile boutique, and if they didn't want to come to us, then they just kind of went around the circle. It probably would have been better for us if we had been up by the food trucks, but honestly, we were back kind of towards the woods, as you'll see in the clips, and in the shade all day, which was really nice. Even though it was cold when we set up, and it was cool some throughout the day, but it got up to 70 something, and the people that were out in the sun in the afternoon were warm. Anyway, it was a nice setup. It was very well organized. That's all I really have to say about the venue itself and the event itself. But people who did come, surprisingly, purchased things, and so we ended up having a pretty good day. I mean, blew my expectations out of the water. I sold probably twice as much as I really thought I would. So let's go over, let's see, here's my notebook with my sales. I just start my market by writing my market at the top and the date at the top, and then I keep all of these sheets so that I have this information for the end of the year books. I'm going to just kind of breeze through some of the stuff. I'm not going to hit on everything that sold. I'm just going to kind of walk through the highlights, and maybe some things that surprised me. Right before the show even started, there was a vendor who came by. Sorry, I needed my iced coffee. There was a vendor who came by and was like, oh my gosh, I need these rubber ducks. I had 4 of these rubber ducks in the jumbo yarn for $15. They have the glitter eyes. They're Nana's Hook Nook pattern, but it's her keychain pattern, but because I make them in jumbo yarn, they end up about this tall, and just super fast for me to make. Like, I can make one in 30 minutes. But I charged $15 for them because the jumbo yarn is more expensive. They do have the good nice safety eyes on them, and I had made 4, and she bought 3 of the 4 right off the bat. She bought the 2 yellow ones and a blue one, and left me with the green one. So I never did sell the other green one, but I was like, and I knew going in, I'm like, I wanted to go to our biggest show with a basket full of those rubber ducks. So that's on my list. I did sell out of the bags that I took. I did sell the one corduroy crossbody one that had this granny square on the front. I'll see if I can find a picture of it. I know I did a reel of it. It was not very high quality. It was late at night. And I have more of these corduroy bags coming. I did sell that bag. I didn't sell any of the nylon belt bags that I saw, that I took, that you guys may have saw in my videos the last couple weeks. I did sell 9 keychains. For some reason, having these in a basket with a few of them hanging off and not on a big rack where you kind of have to, you can kind of see part of them, like, I don't know, I've sold them way better out of a basket. And it just may be the time of year, I don't know, but I sold 9 keychains because I was about to give up on the keychains and I hadn't marked them down. I'm still selling them for $6 a piece, but I did sell 9 of them. I sold just only 1 pumpkin. I only had 6 left, I think, because I sold so many to the store. A couple $8 items. I had 1 Chompers, the alligator, left. It's a super cute pattern. I've sold all the ones that I've made now of those. I sold the wiener dog that I made. A couple tofu turtles, several $5, $8, $10 items, obviously. Some carbon clips, which I kind of had stuck in the back and didn't really highlight, and I don't really know if I'm going to go forward with making a bunch of those for Springfield. They're not on my list at this point. I sold my last Fred the Turtle that I had. I sold 3 of the swinging things. One was the ghost, the mouse, and the duck, and a duck. I sold a couple scrunchies. Again, had given up really on selling scrunchies. I'd had them on keychain racks for so long, and then just kind of like, I'm just going to throw these in the bottom of this. I like a fruit stand. It's what it is on Amazon. And I threw them in the bottom with a little sign, and they get more attention there than they did on a rack for some reason. I sold the last hatching chick that I had. I sold the Mom Stitchetti pig in a dress, and I don't think it's actually her pattern. I think I took her cow pattern and I made a snout instead of, and I modified the ears to make it look like a pig, and then I made the body look like it had a shirt on, and then I sewed a little dress thing around it. Anyway, I'd had it for a while and it sold. I sold the duck levy I had, which was Stella the duck without the headband. I sold a jellyfish. I sold my bass, my great big bass, which I had at $45 for Teresa's crochet shop. I have made 2 now, and I have sold them both at big shows. So, and it's on my list again to make. I sold my sitting pink cow that was $50. It's really was big and was really nice. I think that's kind of the highlights really of everything that sold. Again, lots of $8, $10, $15 items. Total, what I made was $6.31 in sales. Obviously that's not my profit. You have to take out of that, you know, materials and my booth fee, my gas. Obviously I ate that day. I made the mistake of saying profit last time, and that's not what I meant when I said my total after my booth fee coming out. I obviously understand that there's more materials and things that also come out of that. So excuse the term if it confused anybody, and I was trying to say that that's how much I had netted. I know the difference, but anyway, $6.31 in sales, and then again my booth fee was $70, $75, sorry. So you can take that out of there, and that's what I made for the day, which I was really, and Tara had a pretty good day too. If she gets a chance, she'll do a recap of her own. I know she's a couple markets behind, but hopefully that content will eventually come out for you guys, so you can also see her side of it and what sold from her stuff. So what we did do that I really enjoyed, was really good, was by the end of the day, between all of her stuff that had sold and all of my stuff that had sold, we really felt like the shelves they had stuff on them, right? I mean, like, some people, what we ended up with, don't ever have that much going into a market, and so they still had things, but we had to keep in mind that in 3 weeks we are going to the biggest, we have to be the most prepared ever, and then 4 weeks after that is the biggest show we've ever had, which was last year, and we plan to keep attending that one. And so while the inventory was all out and the last hour was really slow, I went through and walked like from shelf to shelf and around, and me and Tara just discussed, okay, for the stuff that I make, what should I focus on for the next 3 weeks to make for the next market. And then we did the same with her stuff, which was super helpful because you could just visually see kind of where your gaps were, why everything was up. So that out of that came this list, which was, you know, like things I want to make and then how many I would like to have of them. Obviously, if you know me, you know that I like lists, but I don't like to be told what to do, even if it is from myself. Yeah, this is me telling me what to do, but sometimes I'm just like, I don't feel like that. I changed my mind. And so, but I do want a list so that I don't, if I can just come home and just grab something. There's such a huge variety on this list that I think that will help me. Obviously, I'm not normally somebody who wants to sit down and make the same thing for a day or 2 days in a row to get my inventory. I want to split it up. I don't mind making multiples of things. I just don't like to do them all in the same days. And I know that that's probably not the most productive way to do it, but it is the thing that keeps me motivated and keeps me not being burnt out. So on this list, just a few things that I wanted to make sure to make, like I already mentioned, the rubber duck, the bass. I want to make more keychains, and I wrote down the 3 types of keychains, you know, the things on them that I wanted to restock, because there's some stuff that just doesn't move that I still have in the baskets. You know, baby turtles. I want to make a chomper or 2 because I'm completely out of those. Some Fred the turtles, some hatching chicks, a bass, some more of the jumbo nuggets. If you saw them in my video last week, I didn't sell any today, but I still have confidence that they will sell. And I want to get the little fry containers to stick them down into to also sell with them for the next market. Skunks. I have these little pocket mermaids that I only made one, and I drafted the pattern myself, so I sold it, and Tara's like, I really like that, and I didn't like the eyes I had on it, but I did really like the mermaid itself, and I want to try to make some of those little pocket mermaids. Some of the little sloths, some more of the brontosauruses that I made, some of my Parkers, the pig, cow, the gators sell the best for me so far. I want to make some more my patterns that are on Etsy. Mom Sachetti's cow pattern, we have both made those. I think she's got it on her list to make 1 or 2, and I got it on my list to make a few. Some of my tag-along patterns, I'm like down to like 2 left out of all of my patterns. Some of the little rats, some of the Christmas trees, which I didn't sell any this time, which I didn't expect I would, but I had them out kind of in the corner of the display just to kind of start getting them out there in case somebody was interested. I want to make a unicorn of some kind. I didn't really write down the pattern, but that is something that I do get asked for some, and I have made one ever, and it's sold the first market I took it to, so I wanted to try to make another one of those. Some chubby mallards, some of the larger stingrays that I did have, some more swinging animals. I don't want to focus on ducks and the mice, I think. Some more scrunchies just to fill the bin, and then obviously the bags that I have coming. If you watched last week's video where I did talk about the belt bags, I don't have any of them here. They're all in my inventory bags now, and I asked your guys' opinions. You guys, thank you so much for sharing them. And I really, when I ask for an opinion, I'm one of those people that I don't just want to hear people like, oh yeah, you should totally do that. That's a great idea. I want people to say, you know what, like, I like them, but I think that you need to do it this way. Or, I like to have a discussion about it and other people's honest opinions about it. If it's not your thing, if you thought they were messy looking, if you thought that the colors just weren't right, but you know, I've got different colors in mind, then that's the honest opinions I really do like to have. I don't like people to be mean, but you can always be, you know, have constructive criticism. And that's just, if I ask for it, me personally, this is my personality. If I ask for someone's opinions, I'm ready for them, and whatever they are, even if they aren't exactly like glowing reviews of what I did, because I want that balance, because, you know, I have thoughts, but what does the world think? And so I kind of take that into consideration. So I did go all in. I did buy 30 plus bags between the nylon ones and the corduroy ones that sling across, and so they should be arriving, I think, later this week, which I'll be on the retreat. But I have a plan to work on the squares for those and start building those up. I bought special cotton yarn that was in like warm earth tony colorways, the K&C cotton yarn from Joanne. And so I bought that. It came in yesterday. And so my plan is to take a bag with those in it to my work, and at work is where I'm going to focus on doing the squares that go on those bags. And then once they all come in, then I'll have some squares done, and I'm going to try to focus on those. So I am going to do bags. I did quickly just add up what is on here, but let me go over the inventory that I do have, and what I made this last week, and then we'll talk about what I was left with and then how much my inventory plan has in it. So this last week, I don't really have pictures of it because I had to throw everything into the bins and price it all, and some of this stuff sold. But I did make, this is what I made this last week. You know, the week before, if you've been watching, I made $520 worth last week. So that was pretty good. I was pretty impressed with that. That's the most I had ever made in a week, and I knew that this week I wasn't going to be able to achieve that, and I had the market to price and prep, and I had to, you know, that was going to take away a day of my time. But I did spend a couple days kind of just lost. I had a focus list, but I just had made so much the week before, and I would sit down and I wanted to crochet, and I started a project, and I'd kind of get halfway in it, and I'm like, why did I needed to stick to my list. That was my problem this week, was I tried to veer off the list and try a few things that I had patterns for that were old or I had never done or whatever, and I just kind of got through them, and I'm just like, no, like, Stacy, you had a list, you should have stuck to it. So anyway, I went back to the list at some point. So somewhere in here, I started with the list. I got veered off for a day or two, really. I lost this week, and then I got back on track. So this includes everything I made this week, plus what I made at the market yesterday. So I do like to crochet while I'm at the market, you know, without being rude, obviously. I made a Madeline Mako elephant and a Madeline Mako baby cow. The elephant was just in like a gray variegated yarn, and the cow was in a pumpkin spice colorway, so it's really fun. I didn't sell either one of those. I bought a new pattern for a seahorse from Crochet Vision, and I made one of those. I really enjoyed the pattern, but I'm pricing it at $20. I made a stingray. Sorry, I have a hair that is like coming around and bugging me. Okay. I made a stingray. I had a pattern, not the little $5 ones, but I had a pattern for a bigger one, and I'd only made it once in Sweet Snuggles Light, and had sold it, but I wanted to make a few more because I think it'd be a good pattern to use up some variegated yarns on, and I made one of those, and it's $20, but it didn't sell either. I made 3 jumping spiders. One of my rubber ducks was made this week. 2 of the mini loaf cats, 4 mini octos, a mini chicken, 5 mini chicken nuggets, 1 sloth, 1 chick in a hat, and 1 just chick, and then 2 mini stingrays. It was $251 of inventory that I made this week, which I was still impressed because there's been weeks where I don't have a market where I don't even make that. So I started before, like 2 weeks ago we had a market, and I freaked out about my inventory, and I took inventory, and I had $2,545. If my numbers are all right, and I add last week's 520 and I add this week's 251, that means I should have went to this market with $3,316. Take away what I sold at the market, I should have $2,685 worth of inventory. Does that freak me out a little bit? Yes, it does. My goal was to sell several thousands of dollars at this show, but you can't sell what you don't take. So I can't have this extremely awesome, amazing market. I mean, I'm spending a couple $100 on this booth, plus we're sharing a hotel room with our friend who is going, so it's like hardly anything, like $50. And some food, but we are driving 3.5 hours up, 3.5 hours back, so there is gas involved. I'm going to guess that all in I'm going to have about $400 in fees, gas, and hotels and things between all of it. So my expectation is I would have liked to come out of that with about 10 times that, but I can't sell that if I don't have it. But I've only got 3 weeks too. I've only got 3 weeks, and I got to be realistic about my abilities and what I have the ability to do. Obviously I had a $500 week last week, and that was amazing, and usually not something that I can achieve. I can do more if I can focus more, but I also, you know, could run into having things that I need to do, or you know, my kids need me, stuff pops up. I also have the retreat, which in some ways is going to give me some time to crochet I would not have normally had, but also I've got stuff to prep this week, and I've got to pack this week, and I've got to prep food, and I've got things I've got to do that'll also take away from that and pack up, and we got to drive there. And so I do have Thursday and Friday off work, which I normally wouldn't. I have all day Friday and all day Saturday at the retreat, but I also have to cook too on there. But I do plan to hopefully make more than I normally would, just because I'm going to be sitting around and crocheting and talking and visiting. So I'm hoping that I can do, realistically, I'm going to guess if I can hit 4,000 in inventory before I go, which is making around $1,400 worth of stuff, I would be okay with that. Like the bare minimum I would love to take is $4,000 in inventory. And so I am taking also, I sew, I used to sew anyway, and I make baby burp cloths. I used to make bibs, and they were the best seller ever, but they take my serger machine and layers of materials and cutting big rolls of stuff, and I didn't really want to take that on. But I do have burp cloths that I add these fabric panels to, and I sell them for like a set of 3 for $12. And I have all the boy ones, and I did this like last spring. I have all the boy ones sewn up, and I just have to sit down and sew all the boy and some of the neutral, and then I need to sew more of the neutral and all the girl ones. And I did message, and they said I could bring those. I mean, I'm a handmade booth. They said that was fine. So I do plan to also take those, and so that's not in this inventory. But I'm talking like maybe I might have 40 sets of $12 a piece, so I might have $500. I'd have to look. I don't remember exactly how many sets I have. So I'm going to guess $400 or $500 worth of inventory in those burp cloths that I hope to finish. I want to sew those up and take them. So that'll be something that's not crochet that I will be taking as well. I feel like I'm rambling a little bit, but I'm also like pouring out, I'm brain dumping here. So anyway, $4,000 in crochet inventory is really what I want to take. And then obviously I'm going to take that sewing stuff. And I know I can hit that goal. I can hit 4,000 if I could stay focused. Now my list that I made of what I really would like to make, when I add it all up, including the bags, which are crocheted, but I have, the bags, I'm kind of reselling the bag itself. But I'm sewing the crochet panel on it. All of this is $2,500 worth of inventory. So I know I'm not going to be able to walk away and probably have made all of this. I know that I've got to keep my expectations real, but also I'm trying to shoot for the stars here and have a plan so that I don't run out of things to make either. And some things might just get marked off this list. Some things on this list aren't as important to me as others. I'll probably star some stuff on this list and be like, I really want for sure to get these things done. The rest is, I really want to get them too, but it'll be okay if I don't. So all in all, that's kind of my plan, is to focus on this list I have and try to get as much stuff as I possibly can obviously done. I do have the retreat this week. There will be retreat footage next weekend. Actually, it won't be on the weekend probably, because I really doubt I'll come home from the retreat on Sunday afternoon and piece it all together and be able to edit it all and get it all formatted and out to you on Sunday. I might be able to sit and piece it all together, and then I might have to actually upload it Monday or Tuesday next week, so my video might be a little bit late, but don't worry, it will be coming. I am just at a retreat having a great time, and then obviously having to come home and unpack from all of that and then go back to work. But I am super excited about the retreat. I will be filming while I am there. We're going to be doing some really fun stuff. So I'll be filming and showing you guys that content if you're interested in that. And then obviously if this retreat goes well, my plan is to host another one in the spring when things are not so crazy. Having this retreat in the middle of my fall markets was probably not my most brilliant idea I've ever done, but I couldn't wait to get started. And I wanted to, when I launched the retreat idea, I wanted to give people plenty of time to get it on their schedules. And to look at what they had and to plan around it, if they committed to it. So there's 13 total, including me and Tara, that are coming. And so we're super excited. tons of giveaway stuff. We're making safety eyes. We're gonna do some stitch marker stuff. We've got meals planned. Outside of that, you know, we're gonna kind of stay in and chat and crochet, and hopefully some of us are market prepping for sure, and are going to just be trying to crank out stuff all weekend. Some of us are bringing fun projects and are just gonna enjoy the company, and then some of us are kind of doing somewhere in between, you know, obviously making some inventory. I think there might be a person or two who doesn't do markets that are just coming for the company and the crochet talk. So it'll be fun. I'm excited about it. Plus it means I only have to work 3 days this week at my regular job. So there is that. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this recap of this small local market. I was very, very excited about the sales that I did. But obviously that just means that's more stuff to make for the next market. But I'd rather have sold out than to go to the next market with all that inventory and none of it had sold. You just don't know what the next one's going to hold. So sell it when you can. And you know, take it and put it out. If it sells, it sells. Like that's what I make it for. So, anyway, that is all. I feel like I just talked so much. I have so much footage to piece together for you guys today. But hopefully you enjoyed the market recap and my inventory plan. Let me know if you have any comments, thoughts, anything else down below. I love to talk to my viewers in the comments, and I really, if you want a pattern for anything, again, I didn't show a bunch of pictures, but if you go back and watch my videos, you've seen all the links and all the pictures. They're in all of the past videos that are available for you to watch. If you are interested in seeing or knowing what the pattern designers are though, and you haven't watched it, or you forgot, or you don't want to go looking for it, feel free to ask down below. I do not mind to give you their Instagram names so that you can go find them, so that you can also buy the patterns that I talk about in this video as well. So anyway, I'm going to wrap this up. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate you. If you do like this kind of content, I do have a couple more markets to go, a retreat, more market prepping coming up. And we'll be talking about all of that stuff over the next several months. And subscribe to this channel so if you don't want to miss a video, and that way you make sure to get notified when the next one comes out so that you don't miss any kind of content from me. I appreciate you being here. Thank you guys for watching. Have a great day, and as always, happy crocheting, guys. We'll see you later. Bye.